everybody. I'm back. I couldn't wait to come back to see you guys again today. Last time we were at my commercial kitchen, I think we're making, I don't even remember, bread pudding, I think. And this time we're at Big Boy on Sawtell Boulevard in West LA, where my Filipino restaurant is. But we're not making Filipino food today because we don't open until tomorrow. But today I'm catering for the MLB. And I've catered for the MLB for 9 seasons now. I can't believe it. And it's probably my most favorite thing to do. And today I'm feeding the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they are my oldest clients. I've been doing it for 9 seasons with them. And they're very specific on the types of foods that they like to eat. So what they love to eat and how much of it I have to make. And normally about 60 people travel on the team. Sometimes it's a little bit more depending on if management comes and travels with them, or whomever else. Sometimes family members too, I think, travel with them. But again, one of my favorite teams, even though I'm an LA girl, and I love cooking for them. And today I'm going to show you a few of the things that I'm making for them. So they're having chicken tenders, which are not breaded because we try to keep it a little bit on the healthy side. And I made a peanut sauce for it and a honey mustard for dipping. And then they've got some roasted red potatoes. And then they have, for the very first time, they asked me to make pork riblets. So I did a little bit of an Asian twist on it. I love it. It's really, really delicious. I'm going to have Miles try one. So Miles is one of my managers at Big Boy. This is Miles, everybody. Miles, he's always down to try everything. I can always count on Miles to try this. Again, it's got a little bit of Asian flair to it, with a little bit of me. So I wanted him to try that. But I want to see what he thinks.
Well, I think it's amazing.
Amazing. That's how?
Unquestionable. The flavor the green onions add is really good.
Yeah.
The skin is super. I mean, the whole thing is really tender. It's very flavorful.
You think they're gonna like it, Miles?
I think they're gonna love it.
Yay!
I couldn't imagine it.
I'm so glad. And then I'm gonna let you try a piece of this chicken.
Yes.
I'm gonna put my glove on here. I'm gonna reach into this pan, and since you're gonna eat that whole thing, I'm just gonna hand it to you. How much do you think of that?
That's incredible, and it's gonna taste even better with the peanut sauce.
Great. So they're super picky about how this food is made. Again, a little bit on the healthier side, and we try to keep everything super, super moist and juicy, really tender. And that's a little bit tough to do because we're about half an hour away from Dodger Stadium, which is not a very long ride because I also cater for Angel Stadium, which is 45 minutes, an hour away from us. So it's a little tricky to try to keep things moist, to keep things hot, the way that it travels, and then get it perfectly to Dodger Stadium today. The other thing they're having today is pickled cucumbers, which is like one of my most favorite things I make. I make a vinaigrette to go with it and chop some onions really fine. And I use Persian cucumbers, which are my favorite because I feel like they're really, really crunchy compared to the regular cucumbers. So these pans are going to go to Dodger Stadium because they eat buffet style. Which I'm really happy about because during COVID, it was not that way. We had to basically pack everybody's meals. And during that time, there were 120 people traveling on the team, and we had to pack them individually, which was a little bit of a task. But even that was fun to do. There was a time when I had to cater for the ALDS, and that was 2 teams that were in the bubble at Dodger Stadium. It was the Oakland A's and it was the Houston Astros. And I think during the 7-day period at the height of COVID, I believe I made about 7,000 individual meals. So this is the pickled cucumber, which goes really yummy with all of these things. Today it's a little crazy because we have 2 meals for the Diamondbacks and then we have dessert for them as well. So we're bringing in the halos from B-Sweet, which is our house-made glazed donut. We slice it in half. We put ice cream in the center, and we heat seal it in like a custom panini press. And I'm surprised they're having it so early in the season, but I'm super excited. And it's the first time we get to go to the clubhouse again and actually serve the players because we couldn't do that for 3 years because so we would actually take it and drop off the meals at the gate, and then our clubhouse manager would have to take it downstairs for us. But this time I'm super excited because it's the first time I'll be back in the clubhouse after about 2.5, 3 years. And I don't know, people always ask me, my friends ask me about the catering for the teams because I cater for all of the visiting teams at Dodger Stadium and Angel Stadium, and once in a while I get that opportunity to cater for the Dodgers, which is really fun. Even though they have an in-house chef, who's a really great friend of mine. There's times when they travel and he doesn't open up his kitchen, and I get to see my Dodgers and feed them as well. So they ask, my friends ask a lot of questions. It's like, how much food do they eat? How much do you need to make? How early in advance do you have to make everything? I think for me, what makes it so important is to make everything fresh on that day. I know there's a lot of food that goes out there during, for catering that's kind of made previously, like a couple days or 2 days before, but I don't like doing that. I mean, I'd rather come into the kitchen at like 2 a.m. in the morning and start cooking. And even though it's a really early, an early day for us, I feel like there's just such a difference in making everything fresh. And then there's all of the planning too, behind it all. It's shopping the day before, and then there's teams that ask for certain things. So I have to go to the farmer's market to pick it up, or like 4 or 5 different stores. I feel like that's kind of what sets me aside from other caterers. I mean, I think I make it harder than it has to be, but I think it always tastes better that way. But, have you guys had any questions for me about about any of those things? But again, I'm so happy to be back here. Miles, you want to try anything else?
Well,
Some cucumbers, maybe?
yeah, I love those. We sell those at
Hey,
Big
Barb, we have Jamie who wants to ask a question.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Barb. Thanks so much for doing this.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, Barb. Everything looks
How are
delicious.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I think I'm having trouble hearing you.
Can
Sorry,
you hear,
Jamie.
can you hear me? Barb, can you hear me?
I think I can now.
Oh, perfect. Hi, Barb.
Hi.
Everything
How
looks
are you?
so good. I'm great. I'm hungry. This food looks amazing.
Well, come
Uh,
on over. I want to feed you.
yes, yes. My question for you is when you're hosting a large party, do you have any tips on how to appeal to a range of dietary preferences?
It's funny you ask that because in MLB there are so many dietary restrictions, and that it went well for me when I was doing the individual meals because I knew that I had to pack it for that, and now that they're back, with these different protocols of being able to eat buffet, we still have to like package those individual meals for people who have restrictions, especially really like allergies.
Yes.
There's a lot of the players that eat really clean, so they'll want to eat gluten free and dairy free. But there are a lot of peanut allergies and things like that you have to be very very careful. Yeah, it's a little scary because it's a small kitchen that I'm using for now for just one team, and I have to really be careful with cross contamination. So it's the constant, making sure that you're cleaning your area, and then until you move on to that next. What I do is I'm the one that actually takes care of those individual meals.
Okay.
But your question is, doing it for a large party. My suggestion is always to maybe take care of those people first with those restrictions before
Okay.
you move on to the others that don't have that allergy or restrictions, and that way your area is clean, free of cross contamination, and then I think that kind of makes it easy. But yeah, that's such an important question because I deal with that with these teams almost every day.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Jamie.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
It's hard to hear.
Okay, we have Stephanie who has a question.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you?
I'm good, Steph. How are you?
I'm great. I legitimately have a question for you because this is always a big deal for me when it comes to chicken. Do you brine or do you not brine? because you were talking about the fact that you want to make sure that it's not dry when you are, because you have this huge amount that you have to make, you have to deliver it. They have to, whoops, feedback, sorry. How do you wind up brining the chicken or do you not? How do you make sure it stays, it still, remains?
Yeah, I don't brine on a regular basis. I mean, this it's literally standing over it and making sure it's to temp, and then I always open a piece of chicken up to make sure that it's dry. After all these years, I think I've been cooking for so long that I kind of have an eye for it. It's hard to describe, but I'll always eat a piece of it to make sure. And yeah, it hasn't happened to me yet where I've had a dry piece of chicken, and it's got to be the worst. But chicken breast has a tendency to do more of getting more dry. But dark meat chicken, if you do like that, it's always a nice an always nice piece of chicken to use. I love dark meat chicken because it's so tender, and if cooked correctly, especially braised dark meat chicken, it's always so yummy. But yeah, I mean, test it out every time. And again, everyone's oven, everyone's burners, they're all different. Commercial burners and commercial ovens are so different from the ones at home. So I think it's just kind of a trial and error. But don't overcook is always the key.
Thank you so much. It looks amazing.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, we have one more question from Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Barb. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. All that stuff looks amazing, and I'm actually fasting before a doctor's appointment right now. So,
Oh no, I'm
uh,
sorry. Thank you.
yeah, no, it's just getting me. It's getting me excited for what I'm going to get to eat later. I do have a question. I'm supposed to visit family pretty soon, and there's an expectation that I'm going to be making a side for the get together that we're going to be having. And I was wondering if you had any. I'm not too well versed in the baking universe, but I was wondering if there was something kind of easy that I could make that would impress them.
Did you say something for dessert? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No, it's just a side.
A side dish.
Mhm.
Gosh, something easy. I think, with the weather, well, in LA right now being a little bit warm, I'm not sure where you are, but I love broccoli salad because it's really refreshing and it's a great side that looks like you took all this time to make it, but it's very impressive because it's got a few ingredients in there, and it's all ingredients that you can actually buy at your local market. But if you look up just a classic broccoli salad, it's a thing that I feel like if you brought it, they'd kind of be like, "Whoa, Jeremy, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
that
You
sounds.
made this?" And it's very, very simple. But
That's
yeah,
yeah.
if you need the recipe, shoot me an email, and I'll get that to you.
Okay, thank you. That does sound really refreshing. I think my family would be impressed that I would bring vegetables too.
Yeah,
So
and
that's a
I know you can do it too.
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Have a great day.
You too.
Is that the last question? You guys are awesome. I'm so glad, and thank you for checking in and asking all those great questions. Really fun ones and important ones to know. So anyway, I'm getting ready to get all this stuff delivered, and I'm going to show you one more thing before we go. We make a ton of it. It's called lumpia, and it's a Filipino egg roll. It's my mom's recipe, and then next time I'm going to show you how to actually make it at home. And I'm about to make a vegan one, but the one that we have here at Big Boy is made with lean ground pork. It's a really simple recipe, and my mom has this technique that I have up on YouTube, but I'm going to show it to you guys next time because it's really, really fun. Oh, I think I have one more question coming up.
Okay. So people want to know which MLB team eats the most.
Which MLB team eats the most? I would have to say it's the Houston Astros. Maybe there's a tie between the Houston Astros and the Oakland A's. They eat a lot. But again, Diamondbacks, I mean, they're not falling short either. These guys eat a lot. I don't know where they put it, and I'm not sure how they play the game after it. And I'm always so careful about what I'm making them because I don't want to weigh them down sometimes. But again, really clean cooking. Not a lot of oily foods. Not many fried foods either. Everything is kind of roasted, sautéed, or cooked on the stovetop. That's what we have to be really careful about. I think fried food's probably not a good thing for them, and a lot of carbs, heavy carbs. I try to stay away from that. But I think those 3 teams for sure.
And is there a food that you get requests to make from various teams? Is there a fan favorite?
There is a fan favorite. I think I make tacos all day long. I don't know what it is about my tacos, but they always get some sort of steak taco, maybe because we use ribeye or New York, which is kind of the best cuts, and then chicken, and then we sometimes do a veggie taco. I think those are something that we call for all the time because we make guacamole in-house from scratch. We make pico de gallo. We make our own salsa roja and salsa verde. I think those things that make a difference that are not store-bought, I think you're always going to win. But yeah, tacos are a favorite. Anyway, I'm going to take you back to the kitchen. We're going to check out how we fry the lumpias. Again, lumpias are my mom's very own recipe. And the next time I see you guys, I think I'm going to show you how to make it and how to roll it the way she does it. It's a really special way. So come follow me. This is my little kitchen back here. This is my sous chef, Chef Juan. He helps me to get everything together. It's not an easy task cooking for the MLB or do all these big parties that we do. And right now he's putting our pot stickers on the flat top there, giving it a little bit of color. Another thing that the Diamondbacks are having today, pan-fried pot stickers, and they're pork filled. These are the lumpias, and they are rolled and cut into these little finger-sized little egg rolls. We're going to throw them in the fryer. We don't want to put too many in there at a time because it crowds in and it doesn't cook evenly. Throw about 10 of them in there. And I know that a lot of people don't have the deep fryer at home, but you can definitely do it on the stovetop with probably, in a medium pot. Get some oil in there, get it to the point where it's really, really hot. The trick to the lumpias or anything that you're frying, make sure you put one in there and see how it comes out. Because if you throw the whole thing in and it's not hot enough, it's probably not going to work out well for you. But I'm lucky because I get to do this. Because that's going to fry in there for about, I would say, maybe 5-6 minutes. And again, just make sure that your oil is hot before you're frying anything. And then let that go, and this is what it's going to look like. And where's Miles? Because I want him to try one of my lumpias. Because I think Nate, my cameraman, probably can't have anything above his hands. Miles, those are the lumpias. So it's a lean ground pork that we season with really finely chopped onions, carrots. Really simple, salt and pepper. I mean, you can really put anything in it. My mom used to put water chestnuts in it, but my dad was like, no, I don't like water chestnuts. So she stopped putting that in there. It's really, really yummy. And crunchy and good. You can eat it just like this, or you can have a sweet chili sauce. But these are going to Diamondbacks too. So it's going to be really tricky trying to keep these crisp. So we're going to fry them in the very end and get them to Dodger Stadium really quickly. But again, I'm going to show you how to do this next time I see you. It's been really fun. And Jeremy, if you're still on, you're going to really be very impressed with your family if you can make these for your next little snack. Anyway,